The main locations we've got at the moment are we had a big lab scene which has evolved throughout the series.
I played Jarrod Slade, a kind of media mogul, a tycoon, an inordinately wealthy man, a self-made man. We talked in sort of pre-production about figures like Richard Branson, who kind of have that more touchable quality, a more kind of everyman quality to them. His manner belies really, how wide his tentacles spread.
Okay, on go. 3, 2, 1, go! And cutting.
He's into media, farming, all kinds of different business. He's a cultured man. He's very erudite, has a wide range of interests, and not least science. But as the series unfolds, a slightly darker intent emerges.
For Waru, it's the realisation of what's actually happening to the Harries in terms of the experimentation that Slade's using.
He's trying to get to grips with what it is in their DNA that makes them what they are. And that's when he teeters into unacceptable scientific investigation.
I read it and I just loved it. So it's literally just one of those where you look at a piece of writing and you think, yes, I would really like to do this. I think it's an extraordinary piece. I think it's sort of very unlike anything that I'd really read before, the world that it takes you into. So I just, it was, it's one of the, as I say, one of the good ones. Yeah, how do you live together in harmony, I guess, and so that's what the series delves in. But I think it's a really interesting and different look at it, so it doesn't bang this issue on the head. It's very subtly evolves, I think, and it's also got this element, this wonderful CGI element of how these other beings or how these creatures, how these Harries are going to manifest. And as I understand it, they've got the best people on board to make that happen. So yeah, it's a really exciting mix. It seems very it's very intriguing, the Aboriginal culture, and there is something sort of it's very ancient, isn't it? And you kind of get that sense, even with little knowledge about it, as a human population that have belonged on a piece of, on an island longer than I think anyone else in the world. No, it was a stunning. You're always slightly nervous as an actor when you go into, the locations that are supposed to be, that belong to you. You don't quite know what art direction might come up with and whether it would it fits how you're imagining him. But it fitted perfectly beyond what I could possibly hope for. Oh, it's a treat. She's such a lovely lady, and. It's funny, these things, you have to kind of go into a scene first, scene up, and, you've been married for 20 years and, you have a frustration, because you haven't had children together, kind of deep, shared things that you have, but you've got to know each other. And she's just very easy to kind of jump into that situation with, if you know what I mean. She's just very generous as an actor, so yeah, I've enjoyed it very much. Clever Man 2 knows what it is now. There was feelers out in season 1, and Clever Man 2 just gets a direction and is very single-minded about it.
You kind of left thinking, what more could there be? But
I'll find him.
there is so much more.
They're both very, very good directors. Kind of, it's slightly, I don't know, it's challenging for somebody who just acts, and that's all I do, really, to see these sort of multi-talented people. In a very simplified way, I feel that the world just now is about, or feels when it's not functioning properly, about the people that have, trying to keep those that have not out. Clever Man, in a direct and indirect way, deals with that. It deals with how we treat the others. It deals with racism. It deals with how we keep the other out of our society.
Harvesting removes their strength. Their hair falls out.
And it is what it says, it brings the hairies into society. But the procedure they develop is to de-hairy them.
A version of assimilation which is, we'll make them exactly like us.
Frith is approached by Slade.
I think in his own mind, he is trying to bring peace to a broken society.
And at first, the initiative is something that is offered as a voluntary thing. The only way that I can be safe in this world is to not be who I am, which is completely understandable in one way and heartbreaking in another. Bundy has it thrust upon him via Slade, becomes the poster child for the initiative.
I've actually had quite a bit of difficulty playing it, just in terms of every time that character has to say something that's about, we are going to make you like us, and I keep thinking of all the times in history when we have, as human beings, done that to each other.